Welcome to Mount Washington Inside Education. This show was developed to of different educational programs throughout the Washington. I'm Carl Nelson, Superintendent of Schools at SAU 9, and I am your host for today's show. Today's show will center around the Mount Washington Valley Career and Technical Education Center. And I have with me the Director of the Career and Technical Education Center, Lori Babine. Lori, welcome to today's show.
Thank you for having me today.
Let's start off with a few questions for our director over here. First one being, this program used to be known as the Vocational Education Program. And today it's referred to as the Career and Technical Program. Can you tell us the differences, and especially the differences here in the Mount Washington Valley at Kennett High School?
Sure. This has been a nationwide change from the vocational stigma of students who were not going to go on to school to provide them with a trade in the local area so that they would be able to earn a sustainable wage once they got out of high school. And today, career technical education is so much more than that. And what we try to do is give students opportunities to take their academic and technical skills and prepare them for the jobs that are out there in the 21st century global workplace. So it's many more programs offered today throughout the state and throughout the country. And I read an interesting article, just a little side note, right before the holidays, Governor LePage from Maine going around and visiting a lot of different schools and talking about career technical education and how he feels that in education we've really made a mistake trying to steer students all into the four-year career college pathway. And that it's not so much that there is a shortage of jobs in Maine, it's the shortage of skilled workers. And he would really like to see more of an emphasis on career tech education in Maine, and I think a lot of the states are feeling the same way.
Thank you. How does our Career and Technical Center compare with the others around the state of New Hampshire?
Well, we only service students within our school district. Many of the schools do take students from sending towns and for career tech education. We offer 11 programs right now at the center, and that's out of about 50 that are optional for different centers in the state. So they all offer different courses, different courses of study. So it gives a lot of variety to students, and a lot of that's based on the local area employment. We did have one of our students, Cody Barrows, who is a senior in our graphics program, do some filming for us to show today for some of the students at work in the different classrooms.
Well, why don't we cut to that film, and you can talk a little bit about the programs and the students as well as the instructors.
Great. One of the first most popular programs that we offer is the Auto Technology program. This is taught by NATEF certified instructor Jim Harrington, and the students have both classroom learning and also hands-on learning lab right there in the shop area. We have state-of-the-art equipment. Students do things such as, you saw them a minute ago, measuring the inside of a brake drum. They have a tire dismounting machine, and they prepare for the Skills USA competition in the spring. And here you'll see some of our students hard at work. We do take in some outside work, and a lot of students do bring in their own vehicles to service there. So it's a great learning lab for them. And here we see students building circuits, learning about series and parallel and this is part of our Skills USA competition. So they're pretty active during those activities. Our business education program is taught by Bob Schrader. He is a lawyer by trade, and he teaches all of our business classes and some marketing classes. Here the students are learning about different types of business ownership and the differences between them. He also teaches entrepreneurship and brought a new international business course to the center this year that's been very popular with students. And you can see that they have a computer laboratory right there. Students have their own workstations, trying to model it as a workplace that they might see when they get out of high school. Of course, you would expect that our culinary program is very popular. Here, the students are preparing for our salad bar. We do run a full-service 60-seat restaurant that's open 3 days a week to the public, offering a variety of soup, salads, sandwiches, and hot entrees. They're available for eat-in or takeout. And the students spend time in there learning about costing out for the meals. There's a lot of classroom curriculum as we have to address 40 of the state competencies that are required by the state of New Hampshire. So hopefully that people in the area will have that opportunity to come in and to dine with us and see the students working together. Here we actually have a scene from the restaurant where we have some people coming in. They're going to be ordering some desserts. We have our trained students in hospitality and customer service. They greet the customers, provide menus, take their orders, serve them, and it's a real tasty treat. In a minute, you're going to see this student come out with a variety of very tasty desserts. So hopefully you will come in and join us. And if you need any special treats, the community for the holidays or for any parties, we do takeout orders for that also with some catering options. This is our preschool program. We have early childhood education with an on-site preschool that we, about 25 community students, young preschoolers come in throughout the day and have learning that is provided by our high school students. They do all the lesson planning, and then they go in and they execute all the lesson plans with the students, and then have some feedback and reflection on how their activities went. Many of our preschoolers are children of some of our past Kennett graduates, and some of them that actually have gone through the program. We keep this very affordable to the community compared to a lot of preschools in the area, and we like to provide this service to the community. So here you see some of the kids. Oh, we got one hiding there, but they're there in the changing area playing dress up. Our CAD program, we have a new instructor this year. His name is Joe Riddensdale. He comes to us from Freiburg, Maine. And he was very involved with CAD all through high school. He's worked in the building industry, and he decided that after doing some subbing at other schools, decided that he really enjoyed working with high school students and wanted to come back and give back to students. So they do a lot of just manual drawing. We also use the AutoCAD industry standard software. And a minute ago, you did see that's a 3D printer where students actually design objects, send them to the printer, and they can actually print out 3D molds. Dalton LaRue last year from our AutoCAD program was the designer of our Mineral Springs Bridge that you're all familiar with. Moving on, we have our graphics program. Very, very popular. There's usually a waiting list to get into the classes. Teresa Sayers, very bright, very talented, is always exploring the latest in technology to bring to her students. She does a lot of TV and video production and photography. Students go out in the community taking photographs. Last year we won first, second, and third place in photography in our state competitions. They do a lot of community service projects. Right now they're in the right in the middle of creating promotional videos for all the career tech programs to help students make decisions for scheduling for the 2012-13 school year. They've also just finished creating Kennett Reads posters. We have a reading program at the high school where students spend 20 minutes a day reading, and we have taken photographs of students in different academic areas and sports areas and created posters that will be hung around the halls of Kennett High School. And the students also produce a daily news show that's showed every morning after reading break, gives all the news around the school, around the town. They give a weather report, some national news, sports updates, and students, again, love to get on their camera and do some video production. And it's also an avenue for them to show some of their videos that they create for other projects that they can show them across the TV studio. So there you see a student there preparing to give the news. Again, you can see state-of-the-art equipment, just what students will expect when they go on to post-secondary education or to go right into the workplace. So, and we have, oftentimes we have some consultants that live in the community that come in and help out with the programming, help out students to learn more about the field of videography and photography. And then we have some students with the daily news show. They have a lot of fun doing that. They usually kind of a little competition to see who can be the ones to get on camera. One of our newer programs that came when we moved to the new school was our Health Science Technologies program. And we have students here who are preparing to go on into the medical field. It's a very challenging program, as you can expect with any type of medical terminology, knowledge that you need. They have, again, state-of-the-art equipment. They do go out into the field and do some internships at local medical facilities. And we are in the process of looking to be able to provide LNA certification for high school students. We have to go through the State Board of Nursing to get that approval. So that's one of the things that we're looking at for the future. Marketing, taught by Virginia Schrader, and also with some help for Bob Schrader, because it's such a popular program, are responsible for running the Eagles Nest School Store. And they are very active in there. They design products. They do a lot of research to see what products would sell well in the school store. They contract with the Mineral Springs restaurant and have pizza for sale in there, and also offering a sports marketing and an intro to marketing. There's a young lady on the screen now who is participating in the trades fair, where students have to design a project and do start to finish marketing techniques to be able to bring that to the marketplace. Machine tool and welding, again, another popular program. The job market has really opened up in the machining industry. A lot of companies are finding that taking machining overseas has not been successful, and they're bringing a lot of those jobs back to the United States. So there are a lot of opportunities there. Of course, welding is the one item that really attracts the students. They love to compete in that. Last year, we had the first place winner in the state in precision welding. And so we're very proud of the program that we have. That's taught by Mark Fenton. He's been with us for about 15 years, came out of the local machining industry to teach high school students. In the program, they do a lot of TIG welding. They have CNC machines. Again, here you can see a student doing some welding, and he's making roses there, and you can watch all the roses being made, and there's the finished product there. And the last program that we have is our property management program. This consists of our building trades and our greenhouse. The building trades, you may have read in the news right now, we are working on building a transfer station for the town of Madison. We do a lot of outside projects, building sheds, picnic tables. We get contacted by local people, local businesses to provide different services. We also have a greenhouse. We're running a greenhouse program, and we have a grant from the USDA that for 2 years that we are trying to build and strengthen that program also. Here we see some students, they're taking a little break. We always have breaks on the construction site. And then we have some students here working on the lathes. We have some new lathes this year, thanks to the local Woodturners Club. And here they're making pens out of, they either can use wood or Formica, and they actually make finished pens. And I think this young lady in a minute will show you a sample of it. And there we go. So we have products from start to finish for students.
Well, Lori, there's some really great programs going on here at Kennett High School and the Career and Tech Center. And the young man who filmed that, I think he's ready to come to work over here at Valley Vision. But at any rate, could you talk a little bit about any other opportunities the Career and Tech Center offers kids?
We do have one new program also that was just approved by the state, and that's our hospitality program. It has been running for several years, and we do that in partnership with the Red Jacket Resort in town. And as you probably remember, we were competed a couple of years ago at a national level and won first place in the national competition. So that's another opportunity that we have for students. We also recognize our students. Each program nominates a Student of the Month, and we have a Student of the Month luncheon to bring some notoriety to the students and some of the good deeds that they're doing in the classroom. We also have our Career Tech student organizations. These are extracurricular groups where the instructor from the program meets with students, and they usually are doing either community service projects, fundraising projects, and they attend the Fall Leadership Conference and also compete in the statewide spring competitions. We've been very successful in the different competitions throughout the state in all our programs, always coming home with first, second, and third place winners. And we also, several years ago, became a national chapter in the National Technical Honor Society. And these students are recognized for their achievements in career tech education. And those are juniors and seniors are eligible, and we do the induction ceremony in the spring.
Oh, thank you. And as a member of the Advisory Council, which the Superintendent of Schools happens to be, we've had an opportunity to meet many of these kids who've won some of these national competitions, and they're just outstanding young men and young women. So I'd also like you to talk a little bit about funding issues. That's always an item in today's economy, and I know that we receive about $84,000, somewhere in the neighborhood of $84,000 in a Perkins grant, federal funding, but there are strings tied to that. Could you talk a little bit about the process and the strings tied to it?
Yes. This year was around $84,000, and it changes year to year, again, based on what the federal grant gives to the state of New Hampshire and then the needs of the different programs. They also look at census data, children in the area living in homes of poverty. There's a lot of different factors that go into calculating how much that we get. But there are different certain stipulations of how we spend the money. We can use it for things like software and equipment. We can use it for professional development for our instructors. We can use it for field trips for students. But we can't use it for things like books, and if we hire someone to bring a new program in, we can only use that money for 3 years, and then it's up to the local people to support whether they want to support those positions or not. We do have what we call CPPOSs, and those are programs of study where we have to align our programs with different colleges in the area to provide opportunities for students to to either earn college credits while they're in high school, or to be able to develop articulation agreements where students actually going through a full program here, entering specific colleges, may have a course waive, may earn credits. An example of this is if our students go through the 2-year hospitality programs and they enroll at Johnson & Wales University, they can actually start with 9 college credits. So that's a great opportunity at no cost to them. We also have Running Start options for students, and that's through White Mountains Community College, where students can earn 3 college credits at a cost of $150. And right now we have that for accounting students and our business law students, and we continue to expand those opportunities also. We also have to, we look at the national certifications. Our auto program is NATEF certified. Students going through that can earn 3 of the 5 certifications in the auto industry. We also have the hospitality certification through the American Hotel and Lodging Association. And so those opportunities are also there for the students. So for Perkins, we do have certain things that we need to do, that we have to report on, but every spring I meet with the teachers, see what their needs are. I write the grant every summer, and we're very fortunate to be able to have that funding to help support the industry standard equipment and knowledge that we need to be able to provide that to our students to prepare them for the workplace.
Well, let's hope that federal funding continues and we can continue to make good use of it as you have in the past. I want to talk a little bit about how the community can support the Career and Tech Center, and then how the Career and Tech Center can support the community. I know this year in particular we're asking the community to support a warrant article for partial funding of a sous chef position. I'd like you to emphasize that a little bit.
Okay. When we came to the new high school, some of you that may have dined at the old high school, we had just one big classroom with a kitchen and with seating there for the community to come in, and we mostly was soup, salads, and sandwiches. And when we moved to the new high school, we had a state-of-the-art kitchen put in, a 60-seat restaurant, and it was decided by at the time, the people that were in the position planning, that we needed to have an extra adult in there for safety and liability reasons for the students, and to be able to provide more than just soup, sandwiches, and salads. And so the sous chef position was created with the help of the Perkins funding. Since that Perkins funding has stopped because it will only support it for 3 years, we had another grant this current year that provided 50%, and we have some of the money, the support from the restaurant sales to support that. With increased food costs, increased personnel costs, we have to continue to look at that and still provide an affordable dining option for the community. So we, because of the way the town of Conway would like to see grant-funded positions moved into the budget, we are putting that on a warrant article and asking the townspeople to support that so we can continue to offer that learning to students, that service to the community, and to make sure that our students are safe in the classroom. So,
good. Thanks. Final question for you. What does the future hold for the Career and Tech Center here in the Mount Washington Valley?
We're always looking at bringing new opportunities to our students. I have a regional advisory board, and each program has an advisory board, and so they help to guide us with decisions of needs that they see in the community and in the workplace. We have, right now we're in the process of our 5-year NATEF recertification process. So that's a year-long process that we're going through so we can continue to offer that. We're looking at to increase those post-secondary linkages to offer credit opportunities for students after high school. And we're also looking at our computer program that right now is under the high school, looking at trying to bring that under the wing of the Career Tech Center. This way we can use some of our Perkins funding to help move that program forward with state-of-the-art equipment. You know that we're very involved with the robotics competition. We have a big competition coming up in January that's going to be held at Kennett High School, and we'd like to bring into that program more computer programming with an emphasis on robotics, game design, and mobile apps, the wave of the future. So we're looking to move ahead with that, and also to increase both participation and course offerings in our Kennett Adult Education Program. That we like to open the doors to the community, offer them learning activities, both to increase job skills or just for enrichment courses for themselves. So we'll continue to look ahead at expanding that for the future.
Well, it's a real bright future for the Career and Tech Center here in the Mount Washington Valley under a very competent leader, I must say.
Thank
Lori
you.
does a great job. That really brings us to the end of our show time today. Lori, I want to thank you for being with us.
Thank you.
And I want to thank the community for joining us on this presentation. The next time we get together, we'll be emphasizing community service. Take care.